When Allah protects a woman, the world may not see it, but her life begins to change in ways that cannot be explained. She loses interest in certain people, her heart tightens around hidden dangers, and red flags become crystal clear, long before anyone else notices. If you've ever wondered why some women avoid heartbreak, betrayal, and toxic people without even trying, this video will open your eyes. Because when Allah guides her heart, her intuition becomes a shield, and her wisdom becomes her protection. Let me show you the signs. One of the clearest signs that a woman is protected by Allah is the deep trust planted within her heart. She may face storms, betrayal, hardship, or loneliness, but her heart remains anchored to Allah in a way that no human being can shake. Her reliance isn't based on who supports her or who leaves her. Instead, it is rooted in the unwavering belief that Allah is sufficient for her, that He sees her struggles, and that He will never abandon her. This level of trust is not accidental, it is a mercy from Allah. When He loves a servant, He strengthens their heart with iman, making it firm even when the world becomes unstable. She learns to place her hopes not in people who can change, fail, or disappoint, but in the one who never changes. She asks from Allah before she asks from anyone else. She complains to Allah before she complains to people, and she waits for Allah's timing, believing wholeheartedly that His plan is always better than her own. This trust becomes a shield. Evil people cannot easily manipulate, deceive, or break her because her emotional foundation does not depend on them. Her inner strength comes from knowing that Allah controls every moment of her life, and that whatever He writes for her is always for her ultimate good. When Allah protects a woman, one of the first signs she experiences is the gradual removal of toxic, harmful, or deceitful people from her life. At first, this separation may feel painful. She may not understand why certain friendships fade, why someone suddenly shows their true colors, or why a relationship she cared for falls apart. But as time passes, she realizes that every person who left was actually a form of divine protection. Allah in His infinite wisdom removes people who would destroy her peace, weaken her faith, or block her growth. Sometimes He exposes their intentions through small signs. Sometimes He creates distance by changing circumstances. And sometimes He simply turns her heart away from them. What she once thought was a painful loss eventually becomes a hidden blessing. A heart protected by Allah is not allowed to stay attached to those who would harm it. He removes toxic influences to make space for better people, healthier relationships, and greater spiritual clarity. When Allah takes someone out of her life, it is never random. It is a rescue, even if she doesn't recognize it in the moment. She starts noticing a new kind of peace. Her mind becomes clearer, her emotional weight becomes lighter, and she realizes that Allah saved her from people she didn't know she needed saving from. A woman protected by Allah carries a special kind of light within her, a spiritual nur that is not seen by the eyes but is felt by hearts. This light is a result of her sincerity, her trust in Allah, and her constant remembrance. It becomes a shield that repels evil, envy, and harmful intentions without her ever needing to say a word. People with dark intentions may feel uncomfortable around her. Those who seek to manipulate, deceive, or use her often find themselves unable to get close. Sometimes they leave without explanation, sometimes they lose interest, and sometimes they simply cannot harm her even if they try. This is the effect of the nur Allah places in the hearts of His protected servants, a spiritual force that pushes away what is not meant for them. This nur is reflected in her calmness, her dignity, and her quiet strength. She may not even realize she has it, but others sense it. Her presence feels peaceful. Her words carry sincerity. Her silence feels safe. And her decisions are guided by wisdom that Allah places in her heart. The brighter her nur becomes through prayers, Quran, and good intentions, the more she becomes unreachable to evil hearts. Even shaitan becomes weaker around her, because where there is divine light, darkness cannot survive. A woman protected by Allah is blessed with a powerful gift. Her du'as are answered at the exact moments she needs them most. Even when the world turns its back on her, her hands raised in prayer are never ignored by the one who created her. Hardships do not break her, they push her closer to Allah, and in that closeness her dua gains a special strength. When she cries to Allah in the silence of the night, her heart soft, her voice trembling, the doors of mercy open for her. Relief comes in unexpected ways, a solution she never thought of, a person who suddenly steps in to help, a path that becomes easy or a difficulty that simply fades away. Sometimes Allah doesn't remove the hardship immediately, but He places a calmness in her chest that gives her the strength to endure it. That calmness itself is an answered prayer. Because her heart is sincere and her reliance is genuine, Allah honors her dua during trials. She won't always get what she wants, but she always receives what she needs. And she understands that difference. Even in her darkest moments, she never feels abandoned. Deep inside, she knows when she calls upon Allah, He responds, and His response always arrives right on time. A woman protected by Allah is given a special kind of wisdom, the ability to recognize danger before it harms her. This is not ordinary intelligence, it is a spiritual sensitivity, a form of guidance placed in her heart by Allah. Even when someone appears kind on the outside, she senses when something feels wrong. Her intuition sharpens, her insight deepens, and she becomes able to notice behaviors others easily overlook. She sees red flags not because she is suspicious, but because Allah is guarding her. A strange comment, a disrespectful tone, an inconsistent action, these small signs speak loudly to her heart. While others may fall for sweet words or empty promises, she sees through the facade. Allah protects her from deception by giving her clarity and discernment. Sometimes she feels uncomfortable around certain people for reasons she cannot explain. Later she realizes Allah was warning her. He places a barrier between her and those who wish to harm her, making her lose interest in them or making them drift away. This is a hidden form of divine mercy. Because of this wisdom, she rarely repeats the same mistakes. She learns quickly, chooses carefully, and trusts her God-given intuition. This is why a woman under Allah's protection walks confidently. She knows Allah guides her heart long before danger reaches her life.